morning, students. Today we are going to discuss the first chapter, Resources and Development, from Geography for CBSE Class 10. First of all, you must understand the meaning of the term resources. What is actually called a resource? Resource is nothing but everything or anything available in our environment which is used to satisfy our needs, provided it should be technologically accessible, economically feasible and culturally acceptable, is termed as resources. In the definition, technologically means we use many machines and tools like JCB, drillers, borewell drillers, etc. to dig a ground or drill the earth crust and extract the resource, isn't it? The word economically feasible means the resource should be available at an offerable rate. For example, Kolar gold mine is closed by Government of India for the past 2 decades because the cost of extraction of 1 gram of gold is costlier than the 1 gram of gold in the market. At present, the rate of 1 gram of gold in the market is approximately more than rupees 3,000 in Indian currency, and 1 gram of gold extraction cost is more than 6,000. Thus, our central government decided to close the Kolar gold mine. Culturally acceptable means the society or the national and international authorities should accept the extract with resources from a region. Here you are watching a triangular picture which explains the interdependent relationship between nature and human beings. That is, human beings interact with nature through the available technology and setting up institutions to accelerate their economic developments. In the triangle, the top vertex, nature, refers to physical environment, and left vertex, left to technology, refers to machines, tools or knowledge, etc. The right vertex, institutions, refers the management institutions, educational and training institutions and production units, etc. Now let us understand classification of resources. Resources can be broadly divided into two, namely natural resources and human resources. Natural resources further divided as renewable and non-renewable resources. Renewable resources are divided as continuous or flow, example water, wind and solar, etc. And biological resources, example flora and fauna, that is plants and animals. The non-renewable resources are classified as recyclable, example metals, and non-recyclable, example fossil fuels. Human resources are classified as structures and institutions and quality and quantity. Next, types of resources. Here the resources are classified on the basis of origin, exhaustibility, ownership and development. On the basis of origin, it is divided as biotic and abiotic resources. Biotic resources are obtained from biosphere, that is living organisms which have life in them, example human beings, plants and animals, fisheries, livestock, etc. The second one is abiotic resources. These resources are obtained from non-living things, examples minerals, water, land, etc. Here is a pictorial form of example for biotic and abiotic resources. Next is on the basis of exhaustibility. It can be divided into renewable resources and non-renewable resources. These resources are renewed or replenished quickly by physical, chemical and mechanical process are known as renewable resources. Example, solar, wind, water, etc. The next one is non-renewable resources. These resources occur over a long period of geographical time is termed as non-renewable resources. These resources take millions of years in their formation. Example, minerals and fossil fuels. On the basis of ownership, it is divided into four. They are individual, community-owned resources, national and international resources. Firstly, we take individual resources. These resources are owned privately by individuals. Example, lands owned by farmers, plantations owners, plots, houses, etc. These properties are allotted by the government against the payment of revenue. The next one is community resources. These resources are accessible to the members of a community or society is called community resources. Example, grazing grounds, burial grounds, ponds in villages. Besides these, public parks, picnic spots and playgrounds in urban areas. The third one is national resources. All the resources that belong to a nation like minerals, sources of water, forests, roads, canals, railways, etc. Besides these, land within the political boundaries and territorial water body, which includes the oceanic areas up to 12 nautical miles, that is 22.2 km from the coastline, is termed as territorial water, and resources therein belong to the nation. The last one is international resources. These resources are maintained and regulated by certain international institutions such as International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, the World Economic Forum, that is WEF, etc. These resources belong to open ocean and no individual country can utilize these resources without concurrence of international institutions. India too has got permission from International Seabed Authority (ISA) to mine manganese nodules from the bed of the Indian Ocean for an area which lies beyond the exclusive economic zone. On the basis of development, these resources are divided into four. They are potential resources, developed resources, stock and reserve resources. First we discuss potential resources. These resources are found in a region which have not been utilized. For example, Rajasthan and Gujarat have enormous potential for development of wind and solar energy, but so far these have not been developed properly. Next one is developed resources. These resources are surveyed and their quality and quantity and determined for utilization. The development of this resource depends on technology and level of their feasibility. Stock resource, it refers to materials in the environment which have the potential to satisfy human needs, but human beings do not have the appropriate technology to access these. Example, water is a compound of two inflammable gases, H2O, hydrogen and oxygen, which could be used as a rich resource of energy if we had the required technical know-how. Hence, it can be considered as stock. Reserve resources. These resources are the subset of stock, which are yet to be put into the use of the help of existing technical know-how. These can be used for meeting future requirements. Example, river water can be used for generating hydroelectric power, but presently it is being utilized only to a limited extent. Thus, the water in the dams is reserve which can be used in the future. Causes and impacts of resource depletion. Resources are vital for human survival and the quality of life. Earlier, it was believed that resources are free gifts of nature. Therefore, human beings used them indiscriminately and selfishly. As a result, all the resources go into the hands of few hands. Thus, the society is divided into haves and have-nots, that is, rich and poor. Increase in global warming, ozone layer depletion, and environmental degradation are major problems created by resource depletion. Solutions for resource depletion. To adopt a sustainable development. What is sustainable development? Sustainable development means the economic development take place at present without damaging the environment, and we should not compromise with the needs of the future generation. Rio Earth Summit and Agenda 21 of 1992. More than 100 heads of states convened a meeting in Rio de Janeiro, the capital of Brazil, in June 1992. It was organized by the United Nations Conference on Environment and Development, UNCED, for achieving global sustainable development in the 21st century. The leaders declared to fight against environmental degradation, poverty and disease through global cooperation on common interests, mutual needs and shared responsibilities. The most important objective of the Rio Earth Summit was every local government should prepare their own local Agenda 21 for their regions. Resource planning. What is resource planning? Resource planning is widely accepted strategy for judicious use of resources. It is a technique or skill of proper utilization of resources. Resources planning is a complex process. It has 3 stages for execution of resource planning. Stage 1, identification and invention of resources. It involves surveying, mapping, that is exact location, estimation and measurement of quality and quantity. Stage 2, in this stage, evolving a planning structure and endowed with appropriate technology, skill and institutional setup for resource development. Stage 3, in this stage, matching the resource development plans with overall national development plans. Importance of resource planning in India. Resource planning is necessary for countries like India for her balanced development, because some regions in India have rich in certain resources and poor in some other resources. For example, Rajasthan is poor in water resources but rich in solar and wind energy. Not only Rajasthan, states like Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh are rich in mineral, and Arunachal Pradesh has abundance of water resources but lacking in infrastructure. Ladakh is a cold desert in India and is relatively isolated from the rest. It has rich cultural heritage but is deficient in water resources, infrastructures and some other vital minerals. Here infrastructure refers to roads, transport facilities, communication facilities, educational institutions. These are the infrastructures are lacked in these states. Resource conservation. Planned and judicious use of resource in order to meet the present needs and store a part for the future generation is known as resource conservation. Why is resource conservation important? Many resources are non-renewable and exhaustible. Therefore, resources conservation, the depletion of resources, it ensures the long lasting of resource availability and helps for economic development. It also helps us to protect the natural environment from degradation. Gandhiji idea on resource conservation. Gandhiji says that there is enough for everybody's need and not for anybody's greed. He emphasized that greediness, selfishness of few individuals and exploitative nature of modern technology are the root cause for the resource depletion. Hence, he was against the mass production and he wanted to replace it with production by masses.